Today, the school is holding a running competition. Peppa, George, and the others are very excited to participate. Who will be the winner? The whistle has blown! The race is officially on! Peppa and George and their friends run as fast as they can. Oh no! There are many obstacles on the track. Peppa has to overcome them, but George can't stop because he tripped over a small rock. Daddy Pig and Mummy Pig cheered enthusiastically, which gave Peppa and George extra motivation to continue the competition. And finally, Peppa and her friends finished the competition. Even though she wasn't the winner, Peppa felt very happy because she tried her best. Today, Peppa and George are going to visit your different houses in class. They are so excited to see what kind of houses you live in. The first house they came to was Ket's. It was small and colorful. Peppa and George both loved it immediately. Scowl's house is different. It's tall and modern, with big windows looking out onto the garden. Peppa and George love it because it's so spacious. Bear's house is located in the forest and is made of wood. This is Peppa and George's favorite house because it is close to nature and has a beautiful garden. After the tour, Peppa and her friends sat down and realized that each house had its own special thing. Family photography. It's time to take a perfect family picture. Mummy Pig sets the camera on the timer. Everyone gets into position. Say cheese! Peppa smiles brightly. But George winks just as the camera is about to flash. Take 2. Try to hold still. Everyone is looking at the lens. But Daddy Pig feels a tickle in his nose. Something is wrong. Daddy Pig! Achoo! Daddy Pig sneezes just as the camera snaps. The whole family bursts into laughter. Oh well, they'll have to try again. Peppa and George were sitting in the yard when they looked up at the sky and saw a cloud shaped like a bear. Peppa pointed at the sky and said, "Look, this cloud looks like a bear sleeping." Huh? George mimicked the bear, lying down and pretending to sleep on the grass, making Peppa laugh loudly. Mummy Pig walked over and saw them, saying, "You both are so cute, just like real bears." Peppa and George stood up and began imitating bears, walking slowly around the yard, laughing happily. Finally, the whole family sat together in the yard, looking at the bear-shaped cloud and enjoying the simple joy of the moment.
Peppa Pig and the fun counting lesson. Peppa, Fox and Pony decide to become little mathematicians today. Peppa starts by counting the tractors by the roadside. 1, 2, 3, 4. pauses to count the tall street lamps standing proudly. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pony happily counts the green trees waving their leaves. Peppa also counts the rubbish bins along the road. Finally, they count the most important thing, themselves. 1 Peppa, 1 Fox, 1 Pony, 3 little friends, and endless counting fun.
Little Pig and Big Pig were walking in the park when they suddenly heard a strange sound coming from behind the bushes. They both stopped and looked at each other curiously. Little Pig started to guess. Could it be a giant bear sleeping in there? And Sister Pig thought, or maybe a squirrel looking for food. The rustling from the bushes grew louder. Neither of them could figure out, what was it? Could it be a monster? And then, suddenly, Daddy Pig jumped out from the bushes, scaring Little Pig and Sister Pig out of their wits. It turned out that Daddy Pig was playing hide and seek. After a moment of panic, the whole pig family laughed out loud. It turned out that the strange thing behind the bush was a fun game that Father Pig thought up.
Nice weekend! One weekend with beautiful weather, Daddy and George decided to go fishing to relax. Wow! George and Daddy were delighted with the fish. Mummy and Peppa were busy weeding the vegetable garden. Their efforts resulted in fresh, clean vegetables. The weekend meal was filled with joy. They had prepared the dishes themselves. Peppa loved watching the horses. So after the meal, Daddy took Peppa to the horse farm. Peppa giggled with delight. A weekend full of fun activities that helped strengthen family bonds. Afterwards, Peppa's family returned home in good spirits. Peppa Pig and the giant ball. Everything seems normal until Peppa and George notice a giant ball rolling straight into their backyard. The ball is enormous, but Peppa is determined because for Peppa, bigger always means more fun. The ball rolls across the grass, leaving funny circles behind, and Peppa laughs with every spin. George joins in, and together they try to control the giant ball, or at least try their best. And then, splash! The ball hits a puddle, sending water everywhere and turning the fun up even more. In the end, Peppa and George learn that sometimes all you need for great fun is a giant ball and lots of laughter.
Peppa Pig and the Cloud Pillow. Peppa finds a soft cloud-like pillow and hugs it. George touches it, and the pillow glows gently. They imagine floating through the sky on a fluffy cloud. The cloud carries them past rainbows and soft breezes. Peppa wakes up smiling, with Mummy Pig watching warmly.
Peppa and George learn color. Peppa and George take a walk in the park, where the world looks like a giant box of crayons. Colors are everywhere, bright, soft, warm, and cool, just waiting to be noticed. In the middle of the grass, a blue flower sways softly, like a tiny piece of the sky resting on the ground. Blue is the color of calm rivers and wide skies. It feels cool, peaceful, and gentle. Right beside it, a bright yellow flower shines proudly in the sunlight. Yellow is the color of sunshine and happiness. It feels warm, cheerful, and full of energy. Above them, green leaves rustle in the breeze, forming a soft canopy overhead. Green is the color of life and growing things. It feels fresh, healthy, and full of nature. Nearby, a yellow excavator stands still on the grass, bold and bright. Bright yellow is easy to see. It grabs attention and makes sure no one misses it. Under their feet lies brown soil, warm and steady. Brown is the color of the earth. It feels strong, safe, and dependable, the perfect place for colorful flowers to grow. In the park, Peppa and George learn that every color has its own feeling, and together they make the world beautiful.
It's a dancing day! Peppa turns on some happy music. It's time to start dancing! Peppa starts dancing! She twirls, she hops high, and she wiggles to the beat. Peppa is a talented dancer! Yeah! George wants to spin just like Peppa. He spins, spins, spins. George is spinning so fast, he won't stop spinning. Stop spinning, George! George tries to stop, but he loses his balance. Oh dear, George tumbles onto the floor. Peppa giggles and helps George up. George learned not to spin too fast. Now for some slower, gentle dancing.
When Peppa became a ballet dancer. Today, Peppa decides to become a ballet dancer, and the whole world is her stage. In the living room, Peppa spins gracefully in a circle, almost spinning the rug along with her. Outside on the pathway, even the small sidewalk becomes a grand stage. Peppa rises onto her tiptoes as if performing for thousands of people. In the park, the tall green trees seem to bow gently with every twirl she makes. Wow! On the soft grass, keeping balance is trickier than Peppa expected, but a true dancer never gives up. Whether in the living room, on the street, or in the park, Peppa believes that with passion, any place can become a ballet stage.
Little Pig was sleeping soundly in his room, but as he closed his eyes and fell asleep, a strange dream began. The little pig opened his eyes and found himself at the bottom of the sea, surrounded by colorful fish and beautiful coral reefs. Little Pig wanders into an underwater garden where sea flowers are blooming and dancing to cheerful music. Oh! The baby pig swims like a little fish and can even surf like a superhero. Everything under the sea is fun and colorful. After a wonderful adventure, Little Pig felt a little tired and decided to return to the real world. The water world gradually disappeared, leaving behind a feeling of relief. Peppa and George packed the picnic basket with Mummy Pig, bringing bread, fruit, and drinks. The family walked into the colorful flower garden, with bees and butterflies flying around.
Hey!
Peppa picked a red rose. George picked a sunflower, both laughing happily. Daddy Pig lifted Peppa to reach a tall flower. Peppa raised her hand excitedly. George curiously watched a snail crawling on a leaf. The family sat on the picnic blanket, eating bread, drinking water, and enjoying the beautiful garden view. Peppa Pig and the Rainbow Rain. It's raining outside, and Peppa and George watch the raindrops slide down the window, wondering when a rainbow will appear. The rain stops, and sunlight peeks through the clouds. Peppa happily grabs her umbrella and runs outside with George to find the rainbow. A big, colorful rainbow arches across the sky. Peppa skips with joy, while George points up in amazement. In their imagination, Peppa and George slide down the rainbow like a giant, colorful slide, laughing as they glide through fluffy clouds. As the rainbow fades, Peppa and George lie on the grass, smiling softly, knowing that every rain brings a little magic. Peppa Pig and the Magical Garden. Peppa is playing when she suddenly kicks a softly glowing stone. When she sets it back down, a glowing sprout slowly rises from the ground. The sprout grows quickly into a shimmering magical flower bush. George runs over, and the two happily admire the glowing flowers. Finally, Peppa's whole family sits down to admire the giant flower tree. Peppa and George joyfully hop on the huge blossoms, feeling truly happy. Today, the bathtub has become the deep Atlantic Ocean. George is preparing for a grand expedition. George is the brave captain. He brought his best crew member, Mr. Dinosaur. They dive down into the deep sea. They are searching for lost treasure. They swim past the coral reefs. That's the soap bubbles. Look, George found a strange sea creature, Mr. Duck. Aha! Mr. Dinosaur meets a friendly giant. A huge whale is spraying water into the air. What a wonderful sight at the bottom of the ocean. It's time to return to dry land. George had such a wonderful ocean adventure. Goodbye, sea.
Peppa Pig and the strange noisy clock. Everything is very quiet until Peppa and George hear a strange sound they have never heard before. It turns out to be a clock, but not an ordinary one. It's big, it's loud, and it clearly loves attention. Oh! Every time the clock hand moves, the whole garden seems to wiggle along, and Peppa finds it very exciting. George decides to touch it. The clock immediately responds with an even louder sound, very much its own style. No one knows what this clock is really for, but it is very good at turning everything into a game. In the end, the clock becomes quiet, and Peppa and George realize that time goes fastest when you're having fun.
Peppa and the shared umbrella. It's a rainy morning, and Peppa brings her favorite pink umbrella. She sees Wendy Wolf getting wet under a tree. Peppa smiles and shares her umbrella with Wendy. They walk together, splashing puddles and singing happily. Madame Gazelle says, "Sharing is wonderful." Peppa and Wendy smile under the pink umbrella. The log floated away. Peppa and George are playing near the riverbank. There are so many interesting things to see here. Hey! Look! Peppa finds a big log. It looks very heavy. Peppa tries to push it by herself, but the log won't move. Hey! George decides to help Peppa. They use all of their strength. Push! Push! The log slowly starts to roll. And splash! The log falls into the water. Look, it floats. The log starts to drift gently down the river. Peppa and George wave goodbye to the adventurous log. They throw in a small leaf to be its captain. What fun! Peppa Pig and the soap bubble dance. Daddy Pig had just finished assembling a giant bubble machine in the backyard. Ta-da! The machine started blowing countless bubbles, and Peppa and George danced while chasing them. Daddy Pig tried dancing after the bubbles, but every step he took made them all pop. Mummy Pig turned on the giant bubble mode, surprising the whole family with huge floating bubbles. Peppa and George danced around the giant bubble, reaching for it as it floated higher. The family sat in front of the porch, relaxing while watching bubbles drift into the sky. Peppa helps Mummy Pig clean the house. Peppa and George are happily playing in the living room with toys scattered all over the floor. The room looks so messy. Mummy Pig walks in, looks around the messy room, and decides it's time to clean up. Peppa and George quickly say, "Let us do the cleaning ourselves." The two little ones start picking up toys and putting them into baskets. When they finish, Mummy Pig feels so proud of them. Gentle giggles fill the warm, cozy room. Hearing the laughter, Daddy Pig peeks in curiously. Oh no! He steps on George's toy car. It looks so funny. Peppa, George, and Mummy Pig burst out laughing. While Daddy Pig looks confused about why that toy is there. Hot Air Balloon Festival. It's the Hot Air Balloon Festival today. Peppa and George are at the field. The huge balloons are being inflated. Wow! Look! The first balloon is ready. It goes up high, higher and higher. Peppa cheers happily. How wonderful! So many balloons are going up. Blue, pink, polka dots. It's like a garden of flowers in the sky. Peppa and George wave goodbye to the adventures in the sky. What a colorful festival!
Peppa Pig and the late-night sheep counting. Peppa and George decide to play just a little longer, even though the clock has already gone to sleep. The toy blocks become more exciting than ever, especially when it's supposed to be bedtime. When they finally lie down, they realize sleep doesn't arrive as quickly as playtime does.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2.
Peppa tries counting sheep. 1 sheep, 2 sheep, 3 sheep. The sheep keep jumping, but sleep does not.
1.
The more they count, the more sheep appear, and Peppa and George's eyes grow wider and wider.
7, 8, 9.
The next morning, the 2 siblings look like they've counted the entire farm. Daddy Pig and Mummy Pig simply smile, because tonight, no one will need to remind them to sleep early.